All right, welcome back to MMA Al Dente. I'm here to talk to you guys about Jared Vanderaa versus Waldo Cortes Acosta. This is the third fight from the top, which speaks to how shitty this card is, but it's still a good fight. Interesting because you have a guy making his UFC debut with a good chunk of hype around him versus a guy leaving the UFC. Jared Vanderaa was on his way out, I thought, and even he thought. But he said, I was listening to an interview with him recently where he said that he told the UFC, hey, I fought 7 short notice fights for you guys, which is something I wasn't aware of. And please allow me to finish my contract, he said. And they said, all right, you're on. So they booked him for this fight. And for a guy on a 4-fight losing streak, he's put all of his eggs in one basket here. He's actually changed camps, moved to King's MMA, and this is it for him. I don't want to say like this is it for him, like he's done after this, because he is only 30 years old, which is a baby for a heavyweight. But he's already had a long, good chunk of a UFC career here, and he's been beaten by pretty much all the good fighters he's fought. So Jared Vandera's got to make a statement here. He's got to get a victory over a guy that is a minus 200 to beat him, Waldo. Waldo is only 7-0 in MMA, but he's got boxing experience. He's left MMA after a fight or two to go have a boxing career. Had about a 50-50 career. Was knocked out a few times as well, but still, it's visible in his MMA fights. His hands are there for him. He's got really good hands. I don't want to make him sound to be like Tyson Fury or something, but his hands are there, and he's got powerful punches. He's one of those technical brawler guys, and so far it's worked out for him. Like I said, 7-0, but those are 6 really good victories for a low-level regional fighter. Only one of them's against a bum, and the other ones are all against tough guys, and he's really had to prove himself along the way. He's gone the distance against Mo Doris, who's a very good fighter. Maybe not very good, but he's good, television-worthy. And he largely kicked his ass for the whole fight, but was able to hold up for 3 rounds in a winning effort. And in a losing effort against Thomas Peterson, where he was getting his ass kicked and getting, out-wrestled and outworked on the feet, too, he outlasted the wrestler, and took him out in round 3. So, he's got 7-0 record, but it's a very pretty 7-0. He's even had some close battles, not close, but a battle against Jordan Powell, a veteran. And that's a difficult fight for a guy with almost no experience. I think he took that fight with 2 MMA fights behind him. And he was able to outwork him. His wrestling, aside from throwing him in the Thomas Peterson fight, his wrestling defense is pretty damn good. He's a big guy, and as he showed in his victory over Danilo Suzart on the Contender Series, when he's aggressive, he's a problem. This guy can bring an offensive storm. And Jared Vanderaa, he hasn't looked good against all the good fighters he's fought, but he's never been knocked out. That's one thing you got to say about Jared Vanderaa. Never been knocked out. All of his TKOs come from the ground, and you try being under Alexander Romanov. No, but he's fought a lot of great competition. I think his record is very deceptive. But still, despite there maybe being value on him in a few different ways, my prediction is Waldo wins this fight. I trust his hands. I trust his cardio. And I trust his wrestling defense against Jared Vanderaa anyway. I don't trust Jared Vanderaa, his grappling, him being able to impose his wrestling on a guy who is his size, if not a little bigger. These guys are both big 6'4" heavyweights. And Jared Vanderaa, he's never been able to really impose himself so well. And, this is not Harry Huntsucker he's fighting either. This is a big natural heavyweight who's shown to have good cardio. And typically in a fight with the veteran versus the UFC newcomer, that's what I look to as the veteran's path of victory. Him taming the newcomer and winning in rounds 2 or 3. And I have bet on that, don't get me wrong. Plus 1,100 for round 2, plus 1,600 for round 3. That's TKO or submission, even though it'd probably be more likely a TKO. But I don't see it happening, really. I think Waldo's going to have a distinct advantage on the feet with his hands. There's a chance he gets Vanderaa out of there early, but if he doesn't, I think the fight only goes more his way as the fight goes on. You know, unless Vanderaa is able to suck some of the life out of him with a takedown or smothering him against the clinch. But even there, I like the way Waldo's looked against, you know, Powell and whoever in the clinch. So I'm taking Waldo. I'm taking him. I got his money line at minus 200. And I've sprinkled something on the under at minus 110 because it covers, you know, well, I can attach that to parlays, and it covers the TKO victory for the first 2 rounds, I'd say, when they start on the feet for Waldo. Also, I've sprinkled something on his KO props at plus 300 and plus 550, rounds 1 and 2. And because I'm a degenerate, I bet on Jared Vanderaa plus 1600 and plus 1100 to win in rounds 3 and 2, I should say. All right. Like, share, subscribe, all that horse shit. I'm hoping to see Jared Vanderaa win. I can't lie, and that'd be awesome. I'd love to be wrong about this one. But, yeah, enjoy it and check out my other videos.